Hello and welcome back to another video. I decided it was time to probably have a Bongo update. He's been doing really well. He's definitely different from horses and it's been a major learning curve for me. One of the things I really like about this Burro competition is that there's no trail course, there's no showmanship. All he has to be prepared for is handling and what's the other thing? A 5-minute freestyle, which is not too bad, especially for a more sensitive burro. So that has been nice, but it's a shorter time frame and it's actually only 96 days. So I got a neck rope on so that I can start working with him with leading and getting a halter on because we weren't getting too much progress without that. So here I'm teaching him to accept touch and receive a reward. So I have to start by kind of just ripping the band-aid off, touching him, and then offering the reward. And then once he gets the hang of it, then I can hold the pressure with my hand and hold my presence there, wait for him to relax, and then give him the reward. But first it has to be just an association, and he was gonna flinch either way. So here you'll see him starting to get a little bit better, and now I'm starting to be able to hold, wait for a sign of relaxation with that blink, and then offer the reward. And this helped for a while, and this was really good for him. So here you'll see again, I go slower, I wait, and then when I go to a new area, I reward because it's my first time in that zone. So there, forehead was a lot for him, just kind of had to get it done. Here, I'm trying to teach him to step forward with the neck rope and move his shoulders over so that I can access the side that I haven't worked on much. I don't like having to corner him, but it's kind of the only way we were able to move forward with our timeline. So here you see I'm using an extension of my arm to make contact with him, and just the presence of the stick was too much for him. This was the start of teaching him to disengage his hindquarters. He told me exactly what he thought about that. Donkeys and burros are much stronger than horses. This makes it so they can carry more weight, but also it makes them stronger when they are being rebellious. So there you see I got a little bit of a disengage, which was nice. And here I'm asking those shoulders over so that I can access that scary side again. Forward. Good boy. There, good. Good baby. When we're done working, I like to put Bongo in the arena. He likes the dirt a lot and the space is really good for him. So this was his first time in the arena, and I had been told that donkeys were very scared of horses. Not Bongo. Bongo went right over to Miss Fox over there and introduced himself. Bongo is a pretty skeptical guy, so I use multiple methods in training him. I use approach and retreat, pressure and release, as well as positive reinforcement. This is just showing a difference between positive reinforcement for him and approach and retreat. So here I'm introducing the halter. You can see that he has a lot of feelings about it. He's kicking out, he's scared, but when he expresses some curiosity, I take it away. And then I take the halter and I take some alfalfa and I demonstrate the other method and his more interest in that. So he's already approaching, he's interested, he's wanting to do it, and he puts his nose right in the halter. The various methods are helpful for him for different reasons. Pressure and release and approach and retreat leads to really big breakthroughs and it pushes him really hard, but he's also very uncomfortable with it. Adding positive reinforcement in is great because it's a break from all the stuff that's really overwhelming for him. But if I only did positive reinforcement, we'd run into issues because it's on his timeline. And if you've ever met a donkey or a burro that's stubborn, you know their timeline doesn't really align with what we need for them in domestication. Positive reinforcement teaches him that I'm his friend, while pressure and release and approach and retreat teaches him that I am his leader. Okay, so you don't believe me that donkeys are stubborn? Here's a few examples.
Nice. That was a win.
Good boy.
Very nice. Boy, Bongo.
While being drug around by a donkey was kind of fun, I decided to put up the round pen to make things a little bit easier. One of the things that I love about Bongo is his forward motion. He doesn't really get stuck very often, and when he does, it's only when I'm trying to drag him forwards, not when I'm sending him from behind. So lunging him, piece of cake. And that's not the case for a lot of donkeys. So here you'll see kind of the difference between the two. Here I'm working on having him lead, and it's easier for him if I actually stay to his side and encourage him with a tool to go forwards rather than just pulling him from in front of him, because he has cement feet for that. Next clip, you'll see Bongo being a very good boy while the neighbors mow their lawn. When you're training a handful of animals at once, it can be so great when you can use one animal to help the other. So here I'm using Dottie to help Bongo. Bongo does really well with other horses instead of people, so I'm using Dottie to help Bongo with this lesson here. So here I'm teaching Bongo to face up, kind of like a join up in a round pen. I'm just looking for him to give me his ear, his eye, his face, and then maybe a step forwards, and he did really well with another horse instead of just me and him in the round pen. So what I'm looking for is I'm walking towards him, I want him to go face up with me, and then when he does, I walk away with the horse, and then he feels drawn to that. The next piece of this is for him to disengage his hindquarters, which he started doing, which was awesome. He did really well with this exercise, and I'm really proud of both of the equines. So Bongo is less afraid of horses than of humans. How does he feel about tractors? Well, let's find out. Of course, a tractor is much less scary than a human for Bongo, so I got to use one to my advantage. This really helped him with his forward motion and was a great tool because it is a lot stronger than a 140-pound girl. So, training this burro has been very different from what I'm used to, but very enjoyable and very rewarding. It's been a test of my patience and of my creativity, but I'm thankful regardless. So, Bongo will be available at the end of our competition, and you can purchase him via online auction at the end. So, stay tuned and get your bidder card ready because he will be a very nice burro by the end. Thanks for watching!